keep your clothes on.
I wouldn't take my clothes.
No. I mean, it might increase the view count, but otherwise, no. Do you have a knife? Do you have a knife at your desk?
No, I don't have it. I lost it. Remember?
Yeah, but you don't have one at your desk.
Mm-mm.
What's up? Hey. Adavision. What's up, buddy?
I give it away.
You give it away?
So I used one from my desk over there. So.
You got the one over there?
Yeah.
What's what I'm saying? Can you grab the one that you have over here?
What do you need?
I just need a knife.
What are you gonna cut me again?
I didn't cut you the first time.
See?
Dude, you cut me. That's
whatever.
To me.
He's like, hold it. Ah.
Dude, if I'd have done that, you would never finger left. Because we got that package we need to open. I was trying to do a little bit of forethought there. So from Orlando, Houston representing Marcus. Hey.
What's up?
Can you please go over how to connect
John?
a center channel? Do you grab it from? Oh, geez. Okay, DeBose. No.
Boss.
So you need what's called an up mixer. You need something that actually. I mean, we sat in a course at Knowledge Fest that was 3 hours long, of Andy from Audio Frog. Who, it's probably on his page that talks all about what it takes to actually give you a center channel, because you can't just take. You need something to extract out the information to give you a center channel, an actual center channel that is it's not just like right and left doesn't give you center channel, it just gives you center, and it's not used the same way. So yes, you can just do that, pick a left or right channel, put it in the center, and or sum it together, but
that was awesome.
You need an up mixer.
All the Spanish people have knives. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, you don't.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
Wonderful kicker amp. All right, so good
Sorry,
question.
Rafael.
Fang of truth. So the kicker amp, which is sitting right here, which is the 801, which is the one we tested in the trip to Kicker. We're not gonna. Today's the last day to go watch the Kicker trip video and comment. Today is the last day. So tonight, midnight Eastern Standard Time, it's over. This weekend we're going to. You have to sift through. I'll sift through, and I'll get Haley. We'll sift through, and we'll come up with who we want, and then we will go ahead and give you the winner. Left, right plus left gives you mono. That is not center. Correct. You need an up mixer. Which this next device that we're going to open today hopefully has a. You can get his shirt on Teespring. That was one of the Dallas trip shirts we made. It's like a retro Camaro thing. Anyways, we're going to pick the winner, and then we're going to tell you guys next week. Now, here's the deal. We're not going to tell you Monday on the live show, because Monday we just found out we have a guest, and he's not from Kicker.
It's not?
No, he's from Audison. So we're going to have Lance from Audison on the show. We're going to find out all about that. We're going to talk about Audison. We have something to announce that next year. Anyways, we'll talk about that more.
Lance and Jeff Peters is
Jeff Peters is going to be here, but I don't think I don't think he's going to want to be on the show, because he's already been on the show, and I think he wants to let Dean or let Lance shine. Doing his Abco DSP this evening. Awesome, we got one of those. Hey guys, for the idea, did you guys leave accessory on during start or off? I leave accessory off through start. That's, when you start the car, the accessory comes on or off. It doesn't matter. I like to have it off, but some cars it comes default on.
Minnesota.
I don't lose any sleep over it, but normally it goes off so that you don't do bad things.
Kentucky.
Teespring. Hold on, I'll get to the thing.
What's the side? Doing taco. Oh yeah, that's what you just said.
So if you want shirts, you can go here, teespring.com/store/. We got about a dozen different T-shirts up there, and they're all cheap because we don't make any money on them. We'd much rather have you just go out and buy it. DNF tool drawers, of course, a place you can find all the cool tools.
Yeah.
Stickers.
St. Louis.
If you want stickers, this is where you get them. They're free. They don't cost you anything. All you got to do is your home address, not your email. Here, Montreal in the house. Did you say that?
Yeah.
Have you heard the Illusion Audio? Yes, Jeff had them in his car. They're really nice. And then Nick Wingate had the 3.5s in his car. Yeah. So, yeah, they're pretty cool. It's one of the brands that we've been kicking ourselves going.
Building.
What did that say?
DNF means enough finishing races.
Yes, we know that.
Now we figured it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is a true Macintosh head unit used to come stock in a Subaru? Correct. And it also in the it came factory stock in a Subaru, and it also came, I don't know, back when Macintosh was relevant.
Yeah.
It also came stock in the Ford GT, the cool little car. That came with one too. So we're not race car fans.
No.
So we didn't have any idea that Ford GT. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah. So we had no idea. I mean, I don't watch racing. I don't have that kind of life that I can sit at home and watch cars going around the track. I'm busy editing. So you guys have stuff to watch and complain about. So the next iteration of DNF will actually just be an and logo.
And logo.
You know, we thought it was kind of cool. Stupid us.
But no, that's.
I like the shirt. I don't care.
The shirt, man.
I'm not gonna rebuild that shirt. Anyways, we got a package. Let's do some
California.
Let's do some Blues Clues.
Another left turn.
That's right. So this came to us earlier this week, and we kept meaning to open it on DNF Tool Drawer. However, DNF Tool Drawer kind of went sideways this week. So we had a lot to talk about yesterday. I didn't want this to get foreshadowed by all that. Off through start. Yeah, off through start, exactly. And this we're pretty excited about. So this is the new Hilux. Yeah, it's a new Hilux Mini. It's a 4-in, 6-out DSP. Apparently, I still need the knife.
Right.
I don't know anything about this yet. We'll do a full review, of course. Ooh, nice box.
Yeah, nice.
I like the box.
Nice packaging.
Nice, very nice packaging. Comes with a USB cable and some screws. Hold that for a second, please. And a sheet of paper. It has a sheet of paper.
It's actually the owner's manual. Okay.
Is it the owner's manual?
Yeah.
This is tiny. So this would be a direct competitor if you're doing a 6-channel system and you don't like the DSR1. This would be the guy you'd get, because it's, you know, most people that use a DSR1 don't use it as 8-channel. They just use it as 6. And the DSR1 is only 4 channels of input. So Illusion is top brand, same level as full camera. Exactly. Well, it's all, you know, Illusion is owned by Orca. So anyways.
Oh, that's so cool.
So you have the 6-channel output here. You have the 4-channel high level, low level input here. Plus it also has an optical in. This is something that, so the DSR1 has a digital coax. This has a full optical input. Has remote in, remote out, just like that. Yeah, cool. Auto on, auto remote. Okay. Oh, it's got an input for a controller. That's neat. Ground, yeah, ground. Okay, 200 amp ground loops.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is the new guy. We're gonna throw this in his car pretty quick, hopefully, and listen to this. Let's go in after we do this Abco.
Okay.
But made in Germany. So we got a Hilux DSP finally to play with. I like this one. I was kind of happy that he sent this to us, because this is probably more the speed of what we're going to be talking about. I see my kicker amp chilling in the background. You're funny. Because a lot of people, you know, are interested in like the DSR1, or they're interested in the Dayton. You know, and there's a clear difference in quality when you jump up between the two. This one is more expensive, there's no doubt about it, because I mean this is actually metal. But yeah, pretty excited to get to play with it. And it's made in Germany. Yeah. And it's got the Hilux software. So we'll have some fun playing with that. Hey, sorry I'm late. It's okay, we're glad you're here. Yeah. Running 5,000 watts, need an extra battery? Is that a joke? Of course you need an extra battery. You probably need a couple extra batteries.
That's pretty cool.
Hilux is kind of my favorite right now. Cool. Yeah, it is. I think this, so everyone keeps telling me this has a center channel output. So, I don't know. We'll have to play with it. So you can use
SMD.
Yeah, that's a different thing. Does anyone make speaker brackets for a 2010 Mazda 3 with Bose? If there is one, if Metra doesn't make it, no. Then you make it, you know, DIY. Do it yourself. Which is, you know, what we would do. Warhorse, there it is. Yay! Signed. Signed nonetheless. You and Fernando, cool dudes, we appreciate your time. No, we appreciate you watching. Yes, Warhorse. What about the Tweak 88? Tweak 88's... Okay, so we've played with one. We put one in. I really did like it. It took me a minute because the way their operating system starts up, you do this whole like connect the dots thing, and it's kind of strange. I could see where most people just immediately hate it. Luckily, I called Fro's house.
You get confused, yeah.
Jason called him up, and he was like, "Hold on," and he was like, and by the time he got back on the phone, it was like, "I think I figured it out." And I go, "Am I doing this?" He's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Awesome." So he was there to help. So very cool. But yeah, I liked it. I had no problems with it. The only complaint I had about the JL was that the EQ was really small in the center of the page. It was kind of like, why is it so tiny? There's nothing around it in the software. There's this little tiny cutie. It's like, jeez.
The punch amps are good. Definitely are good amplifiers.
Punch. Ooh. Yeah. Which reminds me, if you guys didn't tune into the 5 Minutes of 5-Star yesterday, I got a surprise for you. If you're a Rockford fan, which most of you I know have a secret passion for them.
If you have the Hilux, what do you say? If you have the Hilux mic, that DSP can tune to whatever EQ curve you want. Oh, really? Nice.
Oh, I'll have to call you Johnny then.
Yeah.
All right, hang on.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I gotta find. I have a picture. If I can figure out where did.
All right, what's going on?
Keep talking.
What is your favorite radio right now?
The
650.
Yeah, it would appear to be the W650, but
no. Honestly, for me that would be the Sony, the GS9.
Yeah, but I think you're probably talking. I think when people just say
a regular radio,
it does do center channel. By the way, yeah, I figured it did. No. That's what everyone's saying it does. So
a regular radio,
it has an up mixer built in. So regular radio, I mean
9906
or 996, yeah. So for all you Rockford guys out there, this isn't out yet, and I know this is gonna be hard to see, but this is the new Prime amplifiers. So these were announced early on accident. Can I get this any bigger? Yeah. So they have a whole new look to them. It's kind of hard. It's like a cross between a Punch or a Power, but these are the new Primes. I talked to Eric yesterday, and he was like, "Oh, great." So hopefully we'll get one in to play with here really soon. That would be awesome.
All right. Question: 2010 Lincoln MKS with a
THX.
Can the head unit be replaced, and how? Some of these, yes, you can replace it.
Well, the MKS is that. No. I thought that. If that's the Alpine one, that. Oh no, the THX.
The MKZ.
I don't know.
I have
to be in front of a laptop.
Oh, you can check packaudio.com or metroonline.com. Type the information of your car, and they will give you if they make a dash kit for your car or not.
So the Rockford stuff isn't available yet. It probably won't be talked about until SEMA. We're just pretty sure that they released the ad early on accident, and of course, us being diligent, we were like, "Oh, cool!"
Yeah.
So.
All right, Pioneer NEX to run active two-way front stage. Will this be better for sound quality versus using the crossovers?
If you know how to properly set it up, yeah, it does sound really, really good. We've done that a couple times. Yeah, so go ahead. Maestro RR and make your own dash kit. Okay. Oh, that's to the Ford.
All right, so you can use the MK1.
So yeah, make your own dash kit. You can make the MK1 like
you can use
Johnny
the MK1.
said to tune the software. Okay. All right.
So we gotta order the MK1.
I one thing at a time. Hi from Turkey.
What's up?
PRS has all independent channel control. Not in the sense that you're hoping. I mean, yeah, dude, the software that's in the 80 PRS is pretty much in all the radios now. It's just. Yeah.
Right.
Whoopee. Not to take anything from the 80 PRS, but you got to remember, it is also a 6 or 7 year old radio.
Right.
You guys got to move past that.
That was good.
It was good
back in the day.
But the Sony kills it. So.
Right.
I mean, a DSP will kill it. I mean, you could go right into you could go right into a any DSP. You go right into this DSP right here.
Yeah.
And it would destroy it. So.
No, Rafael, no hacemos nada de Android radios like that. No.
Don't mind us. We're kind of talking in the back of the class. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. It's all right. It's all right. You do your thing. What cars do you recommend the LC2i? Any car. Anytime you need a high-level to low-level adapter, that's the good one.
Yep.
Specifically what you need it for, if you're asking what car are you going to absolutely want it for, anything that has a factory amplified subwoofer is a pretty good indicator that you're going to want to use it. Now you can do a voltage test out of the radio or at the speaker to see how much power is actually getting to it. Most standard amplifier high-level to low-level inputs is about 10 volts. About. Some are less, some, no one's more, I don't think, but some are less. But a lot of those amplified subwoofers in some of the German cars can be upwards of 20 volts. 18, stuff like that, 22 volts. So having something like the LC2i that handles those high voltage outputs is a really good idea.
Budget installs here, door speakers.
Kicker.
KS.
Some kicker. No, the cheap ones. He said budget.
It's $200. The KS there. Oh, okay. Well.
That'd be the CS.
CS.
Yeah, you want the kicker CS. With the new ones with the gold tweeter.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Yep.
Ooh, very nice.
Oh, you can check the Phoenix Gold MX speakers.
MX worked really well, but I
Yeah.
think those cost more. I don't think those are budget minded.
Mm.
No, I don't think they are.
Okay.
Have you guys reviewed the DS? We played with it. We didn't do really extensive. I didn't like it. It's not a DSP. It's just a radio without a. It's just a. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way they did it. I don't like the implementation on it. It's very generic as far as the functionality goes. It's a 31 band EQ, but it's all channels. There's no like 31 for this, 31 for that. It's just a global thing. So it's real basic as far as what you can do with it. I mean, I guess it's the evolution of the standard slide EQ. So if you were to buy like, one of those 13 band EQs, whatnot,
yeah,
that would be the next evolution, and it would be that basic Pioneer DSP, because it's just 31 bands instead of 13. But if you don't have your phone plugged into it, it automatically defaults back to 13. So that's kind of funny. They did add some channel control for the level control for the 6 channels and time alignment ish, as best that you can get out of the radios, which isn't terrible.
Look, Arturo say, any news on the new Rockford Fosgate Prima amplifiers?
Yeah, we just showed a picture of them.
But there's
no news. The link goes dead. That was up. There's nothing.
Yeah.
We'll find out more next week. I'll talk to Eric if I can and see if, because we're gonna try to get one. He's gonna try to send us one, and if he does, that'd be really cool because we could get here pretty fast, and then we could figure out like. Now that the cat's out of the bag, it's like there's no reason to tell us. And he was kind of, I guess, because him and I were talking at Knowledge Fest, and he was being very coy about things that he couldn't talk about. I kind of know the feeling. So the response back was, "Hey, remember we were at Knowledge Fest?" I said, "Yeah." "Remember those things we could talk?" He said, "Yeah." "Well, hey, guess what? These are them." So what we do know about the new Prime amplifiers is they are going to be stop-start compliant, meaning they're going to be compatible. So just like these amplifiers over here, yeah, I know it's so hard to do. That play down really low. I don't know the exact voltage yet. Like we know these will do 8.5 volts.
Yep.
I don't know what the primes will be, but I have to guess it's going to be somewhere in that area, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
For 2018 Honda Accord, do you recommend the LP7, the LP5? Because I know if you use the remote from the LP7, it will. No, it does not. Why would it give you feedback? The LP7 II does not give you feedback.
No.
Do we use hundreds of those?
No.
Hundreds.
No.
So just give you an idea how many LP7 IIs we use. Okay. This jar right here. These are the tuning screws for all the LP7 IIs that we use, all right?
And we have more.
I never have feedback issues, so if you got feedback, you're doing something really wrong.
Oh, you got something, yeah.
But no. Okay, the difference between an LP7 II and an LP7 V, take the turnout section out, the physical high level to low level. The LP5 handles more voltage. Okay, so technically, yes, the LP5 is a better when we're talking about those two products. Personally, for me,
What's up, Bobby?
I'm gonna go and get a DSP. You know. Now,
Halloween,
if you,
huh?
well, I'll talk about it next week. We got something else to use instead of the LP7 II if you want to turn on, but that'll be next week. Halloween time at Disney. I know, it looks so cool. So at Disney, at their Haunted Mansion, they dress it up like Nightmare Before Christmas. Mm-hmm. You know, Jack and all that. They do all that, and it's pretty cool. So one of these years I got to get over there. Yeah. Trinidad, what's up?
What's up?
If your Pioneer radio has sub crossover, what do you set?
UP300 to
50. 80 hertz. We always set the P300 at 80 hertz. You could set the sub crossover on the Pioneer up to 100, and you don't have to use it. Or, yeah, I mean, I like to use the one on the P300 myself personally. But yeah, whatever. That's that. Hey, Fernando.
Hey.
What's it say?
Well, we don't do the videos in Spanish anymore.
Because of the current state of the country, it just wasn't working out well for us.
Yeah, es porque en realidad no trabajaba bien para nosotros. Estamos pensando a lo mejor en el futuro, pero todavía no.
When putting two subs in the same enclosure, does the size decrease? It can. It can. I mean, usually the only time I would do two subs in the same enclosure is if airspace was at a premium. I would shrink. That would allow me to shrink the box just a little bit. But I would make up for it because I'd internally brace the crap out of it because I knew you were gonna get some flex.
Is there a way to actually talk to you guys?
Luck, honestly.
Yeah.
Because the install bay and the store are two separate places with about 100 feet between us.
Yeah.
Paul doesn't always have the ability to walk down here and talk to us, so usually the only time you get one of us on the phone is if we're actually walking over there to get something and the phone rings. Mm-hmm. Other than that, no, because we don't honestly have time to spend talking on the phone hours a day. Mm-hmm. Because if we do walk over there, it never fails. We always get stuck over there for a half hour, 45 minutes, either talking on the phone or helping a customer walk through the door, which is fine, but
we still have
to do the work. Yeah. So it's like half the time. So yeah, it's tough. I understand. I'm sorry. I wish we could. Planning to buy the Kenwood 9906 or 8906. What do you think of the stereo? I think it's a great stereo.
Gracias, Rafael.
The difference between that and the 9 equivalent is, of course, the screen. Is it worth the extra money? Yes.
8906.
Yeah. Well, it's more than just the screen. I mean, the Exelon, of course, it's the audio.
Installers go to install. Yeah.
So installers got to install. Got to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never get to, though. We do, but Morse code. Morse code isn't bad. But yeah, so, I mean, there's like a $200 difference between the 8 and the 9. And I know it's like, ooh, but man, dude, I love my 9906. It's like, it's the best radio I've ever owned.
Period. Time to franchise 5-star.
Yeah, but that won't help anybody because at the end of the day, it's still me or him. Yeah. So we'd have to train people to act like me or him. So
and do the same thing.
Until multiplicity becomes a thing,
Cloning.
Yeah. Multiplicity. Pizza. I want some pizza. Okay. I don't know what else I need. That's the problem. Oh yeah, I kind of. You get to that point. Best stereo for Monte Carlo SS.
The one that you like.
I mean, no, we're not giving that away yet, Bobby. Tonight is the last night that you're eligible to watch the video on the Kicker Travel and make a comment. So you watch the video. You leave a comment that is of substance. So you have to tell us what did you like, what didn't you like, what you would like to see. One of those three things, somewhere in that realm. If you just go, hey, I loved it, we're going to skip over you because we're actually looking for something in this. You actually have to work to get the amp. So tonight is the deadline. It's over at midnight Eastern Standard Time, and then Fernando, I, and probably Haley will go through them this weekend, and we'll judge. We'll figure out who we want. We'll get together on Monday, and then we'll tell everyone on Instagram on Monday because Monday's live show is going to have special guest Lance
Lance.
From Dues.
I'm gonna say Lance. That's
Hey,
it.
Jason.
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
Hey,
because
Jason.
I don't want to murder his last
exactly.
name.
Jason.
So we'll have Lance on from Electromedia,
Mm-hmm.
which is Audison Hertz. He's a trainer. It's really cool. Plus,
Yep.
we have a couple other things to announce then. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yep.
I know, Bobby. I know. No need. I already won. What 6.5 components would you recommend? Morel. Buy anything that says Morel on the side of the box. What 6.5 recommends would you recommend?
Full cow. Buy anything that says full cow. Hey, there you go. It depends, man. It depends what you like, honestly.
Is a DSP necessary when using the signal from a stock hand unit on a 2017 Camry? The DSP? Dude, a new radio. Yes, desperately bad. If you have a Toyota and it doesn't have a JBL system in it, because if it has a JBL system in it, you can buy an amp pro for it and get a preamp.
Yeah.
If it's a Toyota and it has a factory system in it, non-amplified, God, yes, you need a DSP.
If you can change the radio.
But if you could change the radio, change that radio.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You're shining the biggest turd in the ocean.
If you guys can see the curve that goes like this and then...
Oh yeah,
It's
it's like you're skiing along.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just like in Disney.
Yeah, oh yeah. I use my 975 Glade Focal. I will buy a DSP. Which do you recommend? There again, when it comes to DSP, we reviewed several DSPs on the Saturday show, so you can go back. We've got like 5 or 6 DSPs. You know, we reviewed the Alpine, the Odyssey. Alpine, yeah, we've done the Alpine. Well, that was the Forza, so it's an amplifier. But the new Bit HD uses very similar software.
The audio control, the DSR1,
Phoenix Gold.
The Phoenix Gold, the Alpine. I mean,
but my point is, what you want to do is first off, Windows or Mac. Big question.
Yeah.
Are you a Windows or a Mac user? Okay, because that's going to limit what you can buy. There's only a handful of them that do both.
Jacksonville.
Then you could say, okay, now that I know like I'm a Mac user, so if I was strictly Mac, there's only a handful of DSPs that I could use, like Audio Control, JL. That's about it. iPad, obviously, I can use the DSR1. I can use the, if I go Kicker, I can buy the Q-Class interface, the iQ interface, and I can use my iPad. So that gets there. And then there's a couple other ones that'll work that way as well. But Windows are primarily what people use. So go to the websites for the EQs, download them, and see what one makes sense to you. There's 4 essential things that every EQ DSP should have, okay? And we'll go over them real quick just because it's fun. Obviously, they should have a crossover for each channel that is represented there. And more than likely, it should be at least 24 dB. Linkwix Riley is the most popular. At least that. I haven't seen one that isn't. You need to have level control for each channel, meaning there should be an independent volume control for each and every single channel that you're doing. So if there's 8 channels, there'll be 8 level controls. Obviously, time alignment.
Estaría bueno, man.
So you want to make sure they all have time alignment. Some of them will have group time alignments. Some of them will have, anyways, time alignment. And of course, lastly, what form of EQ is it? There's a couple different types of EQ. There's 2 different types of EQs. You have a graphic EQ and you have a parametric EQ.
Yeah.
A graphic EQ is 31 bands usually.
For everything.
If it's anything smaller than that, then it's like, why bother? But it's 31 bands. Those are fixed points that match up on an RTA. So you can do what I like to call the over-under, where you have your RTA and you have your adjustment, and you literally just do this and hope that you get it right. Or you have a parametric EQ, which has those same 31 bands, possibly. Some of them are 10, some of them are 15. And the reason why you don't need 31 bands is because it's a band that has no point, and you move it left or you move it right. So for example, if you want 330 is where you're having a funky ringing sound. Well, you can pick 330, and then you can adjust the Q, which is how much it's going to affect the left and right of that signal. Okay, so some narrow, some wide, and then you just bring it down. So a lot of the times you'll see on an RTA, you'll see a hump. Well, if you go to that center frequency of that hump, okay, and you need to bring that down. So let's say at a hump at 1,000, and it was just like, and it's doing this, pick 1,000, adjust your Q real wide, gain down, hump goes bye-bye. So you use one band to fix 8. So that's why you don't need 31 bands. Now, some of them have 31 band parametric EQs. That could be a bit much sometimes. Like, it's a lot to look at.
It's never enough.
But those are the 4 things. Now, there's a bunch of salt and pepper that gets sprinkled around in the background that each DSP processor does. Some of them have what's called a global EQ, and that's an EQ on top of the EQ. Some of them have, and the reason why you want that is, let's say you get everything all set up and it's all wonderful, and then you're listening to music and go, oh man, I wish the treble was just a little higher, or oh man, I wish the treble was just a little lower. So like on your radio, you have bass, mid, and treble controls. That's kind of like a global EQ. It affects all the signal. So having a global EQ is actually kind of a nice feature, because there again, once you've gotten it all tuned up, so to speak, music is all different. Some people actually listen to everything. Well, one setting isn't going to do it. Now you can make multiple presets. Some of them have 4, 8, 10 presets, whatever you want. And you can sit there and go through that, or you can just have a simple 7-band global EQ that you can easily just go a little bit here, a little bit there, and whatnot. So that's kind of nice.
What is the name of the video for Kicker that you went over there?
It was like 4 or 5 last Kicker travel video. We go back to Kicker.
So
like
you just go and search for the.
It's like an hour and 16 minutes long. I mean, you can't miss it. It's huge.
Yeah, and just comment, see what you like. It's until 12 tonight.
Yeah.
12 midnight. That's it.
Do you know the Pioneer head units? All the ones with their diet DSPs, Butterworth, Linkwitz Riley, or a half-eaten baked potato. So, good question, and the reason why it's a good question is the failings of the head unit industry. So, there's a lot of things that when we get the opportunity to talk to these people that are in charge at these companies, and why we sit there and I get kind of irate with them, is there's a lot of things that they do that are totally dumb, that they don't think are important. Something like saying that, is it Linkwitz Riley or Butterworth? Don't know. Might be. Who knows? Is it somewhere in the instructions? Possibly. But that's a marketable thing that they don't talk about. Just like when you have a dual-core processor in your head unit. Okay? It's a marketable thing that you can sell as an upgraded feature. Do they talk about it? No. Does it have it? Yes. But no one ever talks about it. Kenwood decided to start talking about it when they decided to switch operating systems. Pioneer still hasn't. If you go on a Pioneer's website and you type in the cheapest radio and the most expensive radio, okay? The only difference is like dual USB, CarPlay, Wi-Fi, but they're all just generic features that don't really mean anything, but all the core features are all the same. Like this one has time alignment, dual or 13-band EQs, all these things that are important. But the one feature that's left out is audio-grade components, non-audio grade. The one thing that matters, they don't talk about. It's like, you guys are dumb. So, there you go. What's your opinion on Audison?
If you're going to know more about Audison, on Monday night at 6:30, we're going to talk about, with Lance from Audison. We have Audison here.
So this is the Prima amplifier here. This is the 8.9 bit and the AP1D. All right. Now what's cool about this is 8 channels and 1 channel. So this is 9 channels of amplification. That's like this.
So small.
It's so small. It has
2 different ones.
It's 2. Yeah. It's actually
there you go.
2 amps.
So they can.
Woo. Well, you can stack them as high as you want.
Oh, yeah.
It's high-level input, low-level input, 8 channels input. You can select it to do what you want.
Yep.
It actually has the presets. So there's, if you don't want to go through and do all the DSP stuff, because that's like difficult, you can just like turn the dial to match a preset. They have 8 presets in the owner's manual. Just turn the dial to the one you have. It'll set your crossover points, give you a generic delay, and all that crap. It's really cool. And then this output RCA here goes to this input RCA there. Now another cool feature about this, especially on the 8 channels, this is made to go where a factory amplifier goes. So a lot of the times, you know, everyone buys the 455 A or U, that little Alpine goofy little amplifier. Well, this actually has voltage adjustment, so you can go into the software and turn, like if you can't run a new power wire to it because you're just replacing like a factory amplifier, you can dial down the amperage draw on this to more match what the factory amplifier is. Not gain. This is the fusing, the power side. Tell the power supply to use less power. It's kind of neat. They have a lot of neat little features like that built into these amplifiers. That's really cool. Stacking won't get hot. No, these, dude. We got maximum 30 amps of current draw. How much heat do you think is going to happen here?
Who stacked four of those? Well,
no, those were the Forzas. Those were the big ones. Obviously, you'd want to stack the subwoofer amp on top, put the 4-channel on the bottom. So that's the little guys. These are cool. They also make the Forza, which is double the size of this, which is really neat. But to answer your question, yes, I like them a lot.
I read that Android Auto is starting to work with the Samsung phone. It is true?
Yes, but it's still carrier
still working on it.
So I don't know.
Okay, you ever done a Kicker 10
base station?
Base station
2015.
Yeah. Well, Lori has the base station.
Well, that's the VSS. It's not a base station.
Okay.
No, that's the VSS.
That's totally different.
Yeah, that's totally different. I think the base station is that little sub thing, the little thing that we don't carry, that they sell tons and tons of. You know, the little amplified 8-inch thing that slides underneath the seat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they sell hundreds.
Yeah.
They say hundreds. They sell thousands of those things. Remember that was
cool.
Everybody, dude. That's one of their #1 sellers. They sell cartons and cartons of those. Cheers. Thanks for answering that. No problem.
There you go.
Oh no, because that only comes in an 8. They don't make it in a 10. I don't even know what that
no.
is. Kicker base station.
Kicker.
Unless it's that weird amplified thing. Looks like a truck box. It's that weird amplified thing. No. Okay, so this is the one time I'm going to tell you not to go with a kicker. I would look at the P300T.
310.
10T.
10T.
P310T.
12T.
They make the 12T too, but the 10T, which is sitting over there, I don't want to dig out. Check that out. Looks like a truck box too. And it's very loud. They also make it in an 8. It's
what are your thoughts on wireless CarPlay? It's awesome. You like it, right?
I love wireless CarPlay. There was a question about the PAA3. Hold on.
Oh yeah, that's true. He got 3 Alpine PDX V9 stocks.
Who?
Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah. No problem.
What was the question? Oh, does your battery in the PAA3X seem to die rather quickly? The reason why I picked that is because I was charging mine yesterday because, yes, it dies rather quickly. I hate the PAA3X. Don't like it. So what are they asking about, just for those of you guys that are going, what are they talking about? So you've seen us use these in the video all the time. These are the handheld RTAs.
Yep.
This is the new hotness with the color screen. It looks awesome. I'd hit the power button, but it takes like 5 minutes to power up.
It's awesome.
This is the old school one that has like an old Timex style display screen on it. Both 31 band RTAs. They both have microphones. This one actually is built in. This one you have to have a cable on, which is the coolest thing about it because the microphone is disconnected. So we actually use this in situations because, oh look, you can see us. Because we need no microphone. Sometimes the microphone on this will pick up even though it's closed. But yes, this one has an internal battery. This one has 4 AA's.
Yeah.
I like this one for speed and turning on. Typically, this is like preheating the oven. You kind of like turn it on and then you go take a dump and then you come back. And the color is nice, but ugh.
Me corté, man. Me corté. If you want to know how much is for sound treatment, just call Paul. He will give you prices and details about everything.
Be sitting down. It's not cheap. Oh, don't want to lose this. I don't know.
What is that? Oh,
I don't know. That's stuff. What Pioneer head unit would you recommend? 4,500. 4,500. If I got to buy a Pioneer, I'm buying a 4,500. Because the rest of them, you know, that's the best one. Fernando, what's on your...
My finger.
Oh.
I stopped myself.
Dude,
weird.
It was
morning,
so funny, too, dude.
So I have my
oh my gosh,
my flush cutters.
I don't even know how he did this.
Tiny one. So I don't know how.
It was great.
And I'm trying to catch it, and they like
he's just
right
standing
on my
there,
finger.
and we're talking about something, and it's like, and he stabbed himself, and I'm like,
ow.
did you just cut yourself? He's like, yeah. I'm like, why?
That's how I start my
Like,
morning.
there's nothing around, nothing, and he stabs himself. I'm like, just like
We don't even start working.
Did the spirit of, you know, whatever come over you? Like,
That was
you must
crazy.
kill yourself. Love my 3009.
309.
That's what I said. Okay,
Model.
cool. I have a kicker. KTV 4-channel amplifier. Give me 50 watts. RMS 2 ohm 8 to 8 speakers. I have the kicker 3.5 coaxials. What? That are rated at 50 watts RMS. Can I play them? No. No. God, no. Put a cap on them. Do yourself a favor. Put a 47 microfarad cap on them. Yes, they will handle 50 watts. And they will handle 50 watts, but in a given frequency response. Years ago, we did a video on this that was 6.5s, and I don't remember what it was. God, I can never. We've done so many videos, but what we do is we take two 6.5-inch speakers of total different design, and we show you they can both handle the same amount of power, but the crossover point is what makes all the difference, because one 6.5 has a big magnet structure and it can play down to like 60 hertz. The other 6.5 is like a pancake. It's not going to move much. It has to be crossed over like 220 hertz or it just starts distorting, but they'll both handle the same amount of power. It's not the power, it's the bandwidth. Bandwidth is bad. Love the boring life. Might be boring, but love it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an oxymoron. It's not really boring, but thank you. We enjoyed doing them. We've been doing them. Yeah, this week was fun. So if you guys ever see Ada on any of the shows and you want to put a face with the name, we got the opportunity. His daughter was turning
6
a birthday,
yeah.
And they were here in Florida. We met them at Disney, and we got to go around with them and have a good time. We talked about being gone one day, and it was a lot of fun. So Haley and his daughter had a blast, as it were. Olivia, as I found out, so not an A. So yeah, if you want to see what he looks like, put a face with the name, go check it out. Make Haley happy. You know, give it a big thumbs up.
All right, what is in the 2019 Silverado non-Bose? Where's the best place to get a full range signal?
First off, do I recommend running a cap? Yes. Yeah, get a 4.7, 2.2, 3.2. And
that's
now
a 6x9s in the front.
What are we trying to do?
If it's not an amplifier, 2019 Silverado.
Non-Bose.
Non-Bose, the best place to get a full range. Oh no, the rears. The rears are better than the front.
Well, the rears won't chime.
Right.
So right now in the 2019 kind of sucks because there's nothing
They
for
don't
it.
make nothing for it.
So, okay. What we used to do before there was nothing for the 2018s
You love
and 17
pancakes?
and stuff like that.
Huh.
What's that? Pancakes. I love pancakes. Who doesn't like pancakes?
If we talk about pancakes, you want to
Oh,
say
you're
pancake.
okay. While you're getting that up, real quick. So what you typically do in those cars that have the big door chime on them and they don't make an adapter yet. Now keep in mind they're going to make adapter for it, so whatever you're going to do is going to be temporary for sure. You tap into the rear doors. The reason why you tap into the rear doors is because the front doors go boom, 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 and you don't want to amplify that because it gets obscenely loud. Then what you do is you use those rear doors to go into your EQ to power everything. You fade to the rear. Now, you take one of the speakers that you just took out of the front door and you bury it up into the dash, usually facing down, okay, and you hook that up to that front speaker lead coming out of the radio. What that's going to do is that's going to retain your bong, not that bong, the door chime bong. It's going to retain your Bluetooth calling. Anything that comes out of those front speakers is going to play there other than music because it is, when you fade it to the rear, it just cuts off the music, not all the features like chimes and stuff. So now you use those rear doors, you EQ them up, it powers the whole system, okay? And you run that until they come out with an Amp Pro for it because on the 2018, even if it wasn't Bose, you flick dip switch 3 and you get cool sound out of it. Yay, fun. Lots of good times there.
Thomas, real quick. How do you check output from audio control DMA10 to make sure only 4 volts for my Alpine PDX amplifiers?
So you'd have to disconnect everything from it and play a 40 hertz test track and a 1000 hertz test track. put it on AC and measure the output voltage and see where it's at. You'd also have to do it with the EQ totally at flat. Okay, because you can have no gain. Now the other thing too is you have to make sure that the signal coming into it is also totally flat.
Yeah.
Because if it's not, that's where it's going to screw stuff up.
All right.
Reality is, turn the PDX V9 gain all the way down and leave it there. You'll be fine.
Talk about
pancakes. So for pancakes,
this
yummy.
is the Virtus Nano Integra 602 Carbon.
You definitely don't want to put any form of sauce on these. But what we have here is the world's awesomest, thinnest speaker on the planet. Now, it's called an Integra because it has a tweeter mounted in the center. It's a coaxial. Yes, this does move. It moves a lot. It's very rigid. As you can see, I'm putting my fingers on it right here next to the tweeter, and it's not buckling. These put out a decent amount of bass, actually. I wouldn't use it as a subwoofer. Now, what makes it unique is that the tweeter and the mid-range are both sharing the same magnet. How is that possible, you ask? Well, the inside of the magnet is for the tweeter, the outside of the magnet is for the mid-range. The one thing that makes Morel very special is they're custom using 2.5 or 3-inch voice coils on all their speakers. So it's not it's why they can do this and make it so cool is that they have these giant voice coils. So it's not like you have a little tiny 1-inch voice coil in the middle of the speaker and then no. So a lot of technology went into making these. These sound awesome.
Yep.
So could you imagine just putting like 4 of these in a door panel? You wouldn't have to worry about what's behind it. Now it comes in the Integra version as well as over here in this box is the 3-way component, and they make a 2-way. So
sound treatment for a Jeep Wrangler Unlimited, or it's a waste of money.
Expensive is a relative term, so we don't get involved in that.
Right.
Are they worth it?
Yes. Totally worth it.
They're actually selling more of these style Virtus than the standard style Virtus because it takes all the guesswork out of it.
Yeah. So,
kicker comp, 1,000 watts. Which audio control amp would be best to match? I would just buy the 1.800. That's what we put on them. You know, the 1.800 power amp is fine. You know, they're not really. You know, that's 50. I wouldn't put a 1,500 on those. Not an R. Sound treatment for Jeep Wrangler Unlimited, a waste of money. No, it's not a waste of money. It is a lot of work. So typically what we do is we take the sound bar out of the car and then we go through the heartache of trying to get as much sound treatment in there as possible.
Use gloves, please.
Use gloves.
Because...
Oh, really? Yeah, listen to this guy over here, use gloves. So sound treatment, the inside of that. On the front ones, you can do the exterior or the interior. Typically we do the exterior. In some parts, it kind of mixes between the two. Yeah. But the most important part, believe it or not, is the fast ring.
Yeah.
Using the fast ring helps tremendous because the speaker sits about 2 inches away from the grill. So by putting that fast ring in there and helping that sound get out of there, big time.
And also on the light, on the top of the light, on the bar,
yes, that's
that too because that rattles. So.
Yes, that is a biamp speaker. So in the box is also a big passive crossover. That's actually a component that's just using the same, same center point.
Hi, I just recently installed 2 kickers. Installed 12-inch kicker in a 2006 G35. It was a pain, but I got it to work.
You're killing me, man.
I'm sorry. I'm slow.
It was a pain in the butt. I got it to work, but I want to change the mids. Can you just use the Bose amp, or should I replace the amp and the Bose speakers? Do you have a new head unit in there? That's the most important thing. So when you're dealing with Bose, you really shouldn't retain any of the Bose anything. You can keep the radio if you want and use the variable voltage output into an amplifier. That's fine. I would still use a new radio, but out of the aftermarket radio into the Bose amp into an aftermarket speaker is a no, God no. You'd bypass the amplifier and just go directly to the speaker. Because that's a no-go there. You don't want to use the Bose amplifier to power anything up other than the Bose speaker, and that goes for any Bose scenario, period.
Yeah.
Using the crossover on the amp and the head unit together harm anything? No, just the sound. So when using both, it just depends on what you're trying to do. So, for example, you can use one as a stopgap for the other. So that's just like, think of it as like putting a cap on a tweeter, but then actively crossing it over. Why did you do it? Well, hopefully you did it so that it's far enough out of the audible range that it's not going to affect the performance of the tweeter. But if for some reason the DSP fails, it will protect the tweeter nonetheless. I guess it's almost like putting a fuse on an amp. But as far as using the one in the radio and the one in the amplifier, it just depends. For one, does the radio have memory? If the radio doesn't have memory, like when you disconnect the battery, it saves everything, God, no, don't use that. Never. No. Because if you disconnect the battery or take it to a car dealership and they disconnect the battery and then the service guy's pulling around jamming on your system, okay, that sucks.
All right, so, Leroy. For 2014 Camaro, I want to get rid of the stock stereo. Which install kit? Definitely not that one.
Yeah, God, no.
Not that one. Check our data.
Well, okay. If you want knobs, if you like the air conditioning knobs, you can buy the pack kit. It comes with the knobs installed now, and it looks extremely factory-ish because it has the factory knobs. They're actually the factory knobs in the kit. It retains the knobs. If you're not opposed to losing the knobs, then you want the iData kit, because the iData kit looks... That's the one I personally have right now. I had them both. I actually have them both. I have the pack kit, which I ran for a year or two, or a year. And then I've recently switched it out for the iData kit. And I really like the iData kit.
If you go with the iData, you retain all the steering wheel controls.
And the air conditioning is done, but you do have to use a radio that is iData compatible. I would recommend a Kenwood or a JVC, only because those have all the controls possible. Because those two radio manufacturers, because it's the same company, are farther along in the iData food chain than everyone else. But that's not to say you can't use a Pioneer and Alpine. You can. But... Okay.
Does the Morel Nano Integros have input both drivers for active setup or use the coaxials?
No. It's okay. So, see, you opened a can of worms, Fernando. Hey, this is why they sent us these, though, so we can have fun with them, right? All right, in the box, you get this guy right here, which is the passive crossover network for them if you want to go passive. Hold, please.
Passive.
On the back of the driver, you'll notice this wire right here. This is for the tweeter. You'll notice this connector right here is for the mid-range. So if you would like to go full active on these, you're more than welcome to do that. That's how they're designed. So you have a tweeter? Fully active driver, or this is not a biampable passive crossover. It's a standard, what you'd call a crossover. It has an input and has 4 outputs, 2 for the tweeter, 2 for the mid-range. But you can go full active on this if you would like, because it's cool, and why not, right? So, good? Okay, keep talking.
Are the Bio 10-inch bandpass box any good?
Why do you gotta go there, man? He's just having fun.
That is awesome. You must have very understanding wives. That was awesome.
I can tell you they're both not watching. We can answer that one.
No. Does Kenwood have a floating radio coming out?
Kenwood have what?
A floating radio coming out.
Ooh, that's a good question. I was thinking about that the other night. I would assume they almost have to, because now Sony has theirs coming out. Alpine already has theirs out. Pioneer kind of does, but doesn't. They have the 8-inch that, whatever. You got to buy an expensive dash kit. Yay, dumb. And then, so Kenwood hasn't said anything to anybody, but we can just assume, and we're safe because we know nothing, so we can say, I would assume that, yes, they almost have to. Because... I
mean, they don't have to, honestly. They don't have to.
They don't have to, but they're going to, because, I mean, now, like, with the Elevate, and then the other one we can't talk about.
Right.
And then the other one of that one we can't talk about. So, Kenwood, I would assume yes. I would be surprised. I would be, oh my gosh, really? if they did not come out with one. Now, there again, it might be another year before it comes out, but I would almost guarantee we're going to see one at CES that's going to ship sometime late in the year. You know, like we're not going to like they're going to introduce it in January, and then we'll see it sometime in like June.
Yeah.
But hey, you never know. Have you ever tried Ground Zero speakers? No, we'd like to though, but no, we haven't.
I mean, they make awesome amplifiers, man.
You guys give us so much of your time. I mean, it's how this works. I'm looking to upgrade my Alpine stock system, Pack Amp Pro. Yes, yeah, definitely.
I like that one.
What?
Future Vision says, all radios float.
Oh yeah.
You have a sample.
So
awesome.
I was at so funny story for the day. I was at Amp Global, which is PAC, on Wednesday. I went there Wednesday morning to do a little powwow with those guys, and one of the slides that we were looking at was pictures of all the floating radios that are available in cars right now, and I was shocked because I hadn't really thought about it that much. But dude, it was like 5 across and 3 down. Of all these current cars that have floating radios built into it. So yeah, it ain't going nowhere. It's definitely the new hotness is all floating radios. And I feel like it was like, you know, when this form factor came out for a phone, you know, when we lost the keyboard, and it was like 1 year we had this, and I was like, oh my god, and then the next year everyone was stealing the design and Apple was suing everybody. I feel one person made a floating radio years ago, and it sucked and no one wanted it, and now someone else came out with it, and that one person was like, dude, I like this floating radio. It reminds me of like an iPad and a dash. It was like, after that, everyone was like, floating radios! No.
Well, it's like the Tesla radios when they came out. It's like, oh my god, a lot of Tesla radios. Now it's...
I'm assuming that's a question or an answer to a question. Yes, fast rings on a budget. Definitely want to do it. Is the PG Zen 9 too much power for Morel Nano active with a 3-way set? No, if properly crossed over, you'll be fine. It's not. No, you'll be fine. You know, there again, it's not the power. It's the limiters. Got to put limiters in place. Okay, power, yeah, sure, but if the speaker is playing within what it's capable of doing, you'd be surprised how much power you can actually put to it, okay? So remember, power is, if it's clean, is perfect, but it's when people turn the gains up too much and start introducing all of the distortion, that's what kills the speaker, not the power. Very rarely does power actually, it's bad power, you know, past the 0 point or whatever you want to call it. But that's just, you know, my take on it. I bought a polarity tester, but only came
with the CD and the Chinese. I need one to play through it. You can go to Kicker online. What was the?
Just go to DNF Tool Drawer in the meter section. We have a polarity tester there you can download. So here's what we do. So we have smartphones. We have Dropbox. All the CDs that we buy that come with like the IASCII disc and all that, I download into my computer, uncompressed, and store them out on the big bad Dropbox. And anytime we need things, we use them on the phone from Dropbox. Now, if you don't want to go through all that heartache, you can also buy from probably any one of the Google Play stores or whatever, iTunes, Google Play, somebody has it. Buy the Sheffield Labs My Disc, all right? My Disc. It's just like it sounds like. And what that's going to have on it is every single test track you could ever possibly want, ever. It's like ridiculous. It's like 400 tracks of... I have it here somewhere.
Al parecer necesitas un módulo, Rafael, para que pueda funcionar.
So
no estoy seguro, pero
I don't even know why I bother to do this, but this little icon here is the CD. Okay, it's like a ton of tracks on there, but it has polarity, it has the people talking. So that is Sheffield Labs My Disc. Go ahead and pick that one up for $20 and you'll be happy. It's got everything done.
All right, guys.
Right, Jason, keeper of the time, has let us know that it's time to have a wonderful evening.
Time's out.
Monday we'll be back here. We'll have our special guest Lance from Audison. There again, stickers. You can get them here.
Don't forget, if you want this, comment until 12.
We also do this Patreon thing if you guys are interested in that. And of course, DNFToolDrawer.com is a place you can find all the cool tools and apparently tones that we use. That's it. You guys have a wonderful weekend as always. Remember, be safe. Don't do anything stupid like, you know,
drink and
drunk
drive.
and drive and hurt people.
Who
Ubers.
does that? Nobody.
Ubers and Lyfts are cheap, man. I don't understand how anyone would want to do that anymore in this day and age.
Yeah.
Ooh, I had shark tacos when I was in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and Haley laughed her ass off at me because she was like, dude, you went to Oklahoma where there is no ocean and ate shark tacos. And I was like, I didn't think of it. I didn't think of it like that, but they were good.
They came with the tornado, so.
Yeah, Sharknado. Exactly. Good
There you
answer.
go.
Dang. Why didn't I think of that? All right, guys. You have a wonderful evening as always. We'll check you out on Monday. Stay tuned. And, of course, we'll have fun. 5 Minutes with 5 Star Instagram. Make sure you check us out there. Bye.